The sun blazed relentlessly over the endless expanse of the desert, its golden sands stretching out as far as the eye could see. The air shimmered with heat, and the silence was broken only by the occasional whisper of the wind. In this vast, unforgiving landscape, a solitary man named Omar trudged forward, his steps heavy and his spirit weighed down by desperation. He had been lost for days, his water supply exhausted, and his strength dwindling. Hope seemed like a fleeting mirage in this barren wilderness. Omar had set out on his journey with confidence, his goal to cross the desert and reach the small village where his family awaited his return. But fate had other plans. A fierce sandstorm had caught him off guard, blinding him and forcing him to stray from his path. When the storm finally subsided, he found himself alone, disoriented, and far from any familiar landmarks. The desert was merciless, and Omar knew he was at its mercy. Days passed, and the scorching heat sapped his energy. The nights brought bone-chilling cold that made him shiver uncontrollably. Hunger gnawed at his stomach, and his lips were cracked and bleeding from thirst. Each step felt like a monumental effort, yet Omar refused to give up. He clung to the memory of his family, their smiling faces giving him the strength to press on. One fateful morning, as Omar stumbled forward, his vision blurred and his legs threatening to give way, he spotted something in the distance. At first, he thought it was another cruel mirage, but as he drew closer, he realized it was a camel. The animal stood tall and majestic, its eyes calm and observant as it regarded him. Omar's heart leapt with a mix of relief and wonder. The camel's presence felt like a divine intervention, a glimmer of hope in his darkest hour. The camel seemed to sense Omar's plight. It approached him cautiously, its large, soulful eyes reflecting both curiosity and compassion. Omar fell to his knees, tears streaming down his sunburned cheeks. He reached out a trembling hand, and to his amazement, the camel did not shy away. Instead, it lowered its head, allowing him to touch its coarse fur. The connection was immediate and profound, a bond forged in the crucible of survival. Omar named the camel Rahim, meaning merciful in his native tongue. He saw in Rahim not just an animal, but a savior, a companion who had appeared when he needed help the most. With Rahim by his side, Omar felt a renewed sense of purpose. The camel seemed to understand his needs, guiding him to spots where sparse vegetation provided a semblance of nourishment. On one miraculous occasion, Rahim led Omar to a hidden spring, its cool, clear water a life-saving gift in the parched desert. As the days turned into weeks, Omar and Rahim's bond deepened. The camel's resilience inspired Omar, teaching him the value of endurance and patience. Together, they navigated the treacherous terrain, braving sand dunes and rocky outcrops. At night, Omar would rest against Rahim's warm body, finding solace in the rhythmic sound of the camel's breathing. In those moments, the desert's vast emptiness seemed less daunting, its silence less oppressive. But the desert's trials were far from over. One day, a fierce sandstorm rolled in without warning, its howling winds and blinding sands threatening to engulf them. Omar clung to Rahim, burying his face in the camel's fur to shield himself from the storm's fury. Rahim stood firm, his sturdy frame a bulwark against the relentless onslaught. Hours passed before the storm finally abated, leaving behind a landscape transformed by the shifting sands. Exhausted but alive, Omar realized that without Rahim's steadfast presence, he might not have survived. As their journey continued, Omar began to see the desert not as an adversary, but as a teacher. Its harshness revealed the depths of his resilience, while its beauty reminded him of life's fragile, fleeting nature. Rahim became his guide, leading him to oases and shelter, his instincts honed by years of surviving in this unforgiving environment. Omar marveled at the camel's wisdom, its ability to find sustenance where none seemed to exist. Finally, after weeks of wandering, Omar and Rahim crested a dune and spotted the outline of a distant village. Tears of gratitude welled up in Omar's eyes as he realized they had made it. The sight of smoke rising from chimneys and the faint sound of voices filled him with a sense of homecoming. Rahim's pace quickened, as if he, too, understood the significance of their destination. As they approached the village, the inhabitants gathered to welcome Omar, their expressions a mix of astonishment and joy. News of his ordeal had spread, and his safe return felt like a miracle. Omar's family rushed to embrace him, their tears mingling with his own. He introduced them to Rahim, his voice choked with emotion, as he recounted how the camel had saved his life. Rahim became a revered figure in the village, a symbol of hope and resilience. Omar cared for him with unwavering devotion, ensuring that the camel's remaining days were filled with comfort and love. The bond they had forged in the desert remained unbroken, a testament to the extraordinary connection between man and animal. Omar often shared his story with others, his words carrying the weight of his experience and the lessons he had learned. He spoke of the importance of perseverance, the kindness of strangers, and the profound bond that can exist between humans and animals. His tale inspired many, reminding them that even in the darkest moments, hope can emerge from the most unexpected places. As you listen to this story, dear reader, take a moment to reflect on the resilience of the human spirit and the incredible ways in which animals enrich our lives. And if this tale has touched your heart, consider subscribing to our channel for more stories that celebrate the enduring connection between humans and the natural world. Together, let us share these tales of hope and inspiration with the world. The story of Omar and Rahim is not just a tale of survival. It is a testament to the power of trust, compassion, and the unbreakable bond that can form between two souls in the face of adversity. It reminds us that even in the most desolate of landscapes, life has a way of finding its path, guided by the strength of the human spirit and the quiet wisdom of the animal kingdom. And so, their journey stands as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in our darkest hours, we are never truly alone.